And now from New York, Wall Street's most powerful executives gave New York City's mayoral nominee Zohran Mamdani the cold shoulder this week, skipping a high-profile meeting where the Democratic Socialists hope to win over the city's business elite. J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, along with Goldman Sachs' David Solomon, the CEO of Bank of America, and Citigroup CEO were all noticeably absent from Tuesday's session hosted by the Partnership for New York City. In fact, in the same meeting, which is scheduled for today, still doesn't have clarity on whether the Wall Street CEOs will attend or not. Now, the scheduled meeting comes just weeks after Mamdani defeated former Governor Andrew Cuomo in the Democratic primary. However, the 33-year-old lawmaker's rise has not come without controversy. In fact, his refusal to condemn the slogan globalise the intifada, a chant critics say calls for violence against Jews, has ignited a political firestorm. And while Mamdani says he doesn't personally use the phrase, he has repeatedly defended activists who in fact do. In an interview last month, he described it as reflecting a desperate desire for equality and an expression for support for Palestinian rights. And in another interview, he told NBC's Meet the Press that the language that he uses is grounded in a belief of universal human rights.
That's not language that I use. The language that I use and the language that I will continue to use to lead this city is that which speaks clearly to my intent, which is an intent grounded in a belief in universal human rights.
Now, the phrase has caused deep concern within Jewish communities and business circles. In fact, at this week's meeting, Pfizer CEO, whose parents survived the Holocaust, pressed Mamdani directly. A report from the New York Times says Mamdani acknowledged the slogan's offensive nature to many and said he would even discourage its use. But he stopped short of outright condemning it. Now, Mamdani's handling of the issue has also drawn national attention. But it is notable that the DNC chair defended Mamdani's inclusion in the Democratic Party's big tent despite disagreements.
There's things that I don't agree with Mamdani that he said, but at the end of the day, I always believe, as a Democratic Party chair in Minnesota for the last 14 years and now the chair of the DNC, that you win through addition. You win by bringing people into your coalition. At the end of the day, for me, that's the type of party we're going to lead. We are a big tent party.
Still, pressure continues to mount. In fact, behind the scenes, Mamdani is reportedly preparing to clarify his stance. And according to Politico, he may issue a statement as early this week, hoping to ease tensions with both Jewish elected officials as well as skeptical business leaders. And as Mamdani eyes broader support and prepares for a general election showdown, it's still unclear if the rising upstart can manage the political growing pains swirling around his candidacy.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.